Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for making it today. We are calling this press conference for a heartbreaking reason, because we are here with bereaved parents, people who have had the worst experience possible, losing their children. The death of a child is the worst thing that can happen to any parent, and the parents sitting with me on this table lost their children, not because of illness, but because of social media driving them to either take their own lives or allowed others to fuel a lethal attack. I want to create a national platform for these parents to tell their stories. As a mother myself with 3 young children, I worry about what social media is doing to our young people, and I want to make sure that we can keep them safe. I've also had, in my own extended family, the loss of a young person, 27, due to social media. And I know that this problem is global, it is widespread, and it is about time that in the UK we do something about it. We need a ban on social media for under 16s. We need the government to stop dragging its heels. Social media is for adults, it is not for children. We need to police the age. That is easier than policing the content. Let's have the freedom for adults. Freedom is not for children. I think it's important that we also know what it is we're talking about when we speak about social media. We're not talking about websites. We are talking about platforms that allow strangers to connect with children, send them messages, and provide endless content, often of a damaging nature. These platforms are designed to be addictive, and we cannot have a situation where tech companies are profiting from our children's anxiety, insecurity, and vulnerability. Social media is very difficult to supervise. I say this as a parent who is relatively tech savvy. It is impossible to ask parents to control this. They need help. We all need help. Children aren't always looking for this content. It's often pushed to them, and we need to make sure that we can keep our children safe.
Children are dying every day. It's a crisis, it's global, and it has to stop now. So everyone needs to come together. These platforms need to, if it's not fit for purpose, it shouldn't be here. And any child under 16 can't deal with social media. It's proven. The frontal cortex doesn't fully develop till around about 25. We find it difficult enough being on social media. How the hell are these kids coping with it? So we need it all together.
Does anyone else want to come in?
Yeah, can I just... Also, it's okay to blame other people for everything that's going on, but I think these companies have become too powerful. I think globally, governments are scared of the power they wield and the amount of money they wield. But you have to remember, they are making that money off of data everyone in this room creates, every child creates. That needs questioning. How have they got that power in the first place? I mean, I believe we dropped the ball back in 2000 when Bill Clinton passed Section 230, which allowed these companies to act with complete and utter impunity. That's where it went wrong. We are now catching up. AI is on our doorstep. Would you give a 6-year-old AI? I cannot take a 6-year-old into an 18 movie at the cinema without someone asking a question. Why would you give them AI? Yeah. And just on that point, let's keep AI out of primary schools. They do not to be there. Mobile phones do not need to be in primary schools, so let's please try and work on that.
Yes, we're trying on that too. It's also important to say, if this was any other product that was killing children, it will be withdrawn from the market immediately. We absolutely need to have the same principle here. Just on student loans, it wouldn't be retrospective, but we would ensure in the future the interest rate was inflation only. Labour's made the situation worse, we would try and make it better.
Thank you.
Can I just say that Australia said it and did it. The UK, we're still talking about it. Every single second we lose in a child's life, and we're getting nowhere. That's why we're here today. Thank you so much, Kemi, for bringing us here today. Thank you for arranging all of this. This is amazing. We want changes. We want to save other children's lives, period. That's it.
Thank you.
That's all we've got to say.
Thank you, George.
Can I just add one more thing, really sorry. The parents I'm sat with have no idea what happened to their child. Thanks to TVP and the investigation that went around Ollie's murder case, we saw a 2-week period where he was being abused, groomed, bullied, and people he trusted turned against him and murdered him in a field 200 yards from our doorstep where he was safe. So this can happen to anyone, anywhere. We have no power how these people get to your child. Just think of this as a scenario. If a child is in a playground, 2 strangers walk up to him, there are people around that child that question who those people are, action will be taken. On a mobile phone, there's 100,000 people around that child and nobody's doing anything.
And can I just say, I think that something that we get across, Lisa and I get across to the schools is when you hand your child a mobile phone, you allow 1 billion strangers into your child's bedroom.
I think it's such a critical point. There is so much that is beyond the scope of what we're discussing today. Mobile phones, smartphones in schools, even things like EdTech and AI. This is just the beginning of what I believe is a counter-revolution about what is going on online. We've had plenty of time now to look at things and study. This should be the beginning of a much wider debate, but the most urgent thing is getting children off social media. I've still got a few questions from the media. Genevieve Hall-Allen, please.
Hi. Firstly, thank you so much to the parents who've come to speak to us and shared your really powerful testimonies with us. First of all, to Kemi, something really interesting has been raised here. I mean, if tech companies, which are really powerful and really wealthy, indicate that they don't want to play ball on a social media ban, what are you going to prioritise? Are you going to prioritise getting this ban over the line or relationships with these big firms? And secondly, to the parents and also to you guys, schools use iPads, give children iPads in schools for learning, for homework, things like that, and increasingly AI is going to be a topic, whether it should be introduced in the classroom and how children should use it. Do you think this needs to stop? Do schools need to get a grip on this and actually say, no, we're not going to be giving iPads to kids, we're going to take a stronger line on this? Thank you.
Genevieve, thank you. So you asked, what would I prioritize, the ban or relationship with the tech companies? I don't have a relationship with the tech companies. I don't know them. And I have 3 children. I'm not prioritizing tech companies over my kids or anyone else's. Yeah. That's just a fact of life. I can see how tough it is for me, an adult, to stop being on social media, because there's always one more thing, whether it's on Twitter or doom scrolling on Instagram late at night, someone sends you a funny meme, and you don't just look at that thing. There's something else that's coming, and before you know it, you're drawn into this world. And it's not just social media. It's even things like YouTube, which I've taken off my TV because my children just kept watching all sorts of weird junk. I think that there's some things that parents can do, but parents cannot do everything. The tech companies are run by people who don't let their children use these things. That is one of the most powerful anecdotes. They know the dangers. They don't give this to their kids. Why should it be our children whose data they're using to make money? If we all stand firm and stand together, they will change. On tech in schools, I think my answer would be yes, more broadly, but Laura can speak more specifically on that.
Yeah, we've got a wider package of measures. We've laid down a number of amendments to the schools bill, which largely the government have completely rejected. They've included stopping the reception baseline assessment being done on the iPad, which is something which has come in recent years. We wanted to stop exams going online to normalise screen use throughout the day. We wanted to make homework optional screen-free, because again, if you think about it, children are too often being on screens all day and then at home in the evening as well, and it's really hard for parents to police that use, to find out what they're actually looking at when they're doing this. So this is part of a wider look that we're having about technology and young people to work out what is actually helpful and what isn't. And I think the reflexive use of technology when we don't know it's being useful for children is the wrong way to go, and we are trying to push the government on that.
Thank you. Martin Beckford, Daily Mail.
Thank you. Could I just ask whether your proposed ban will be on specific platforms? Because one of the parents mentioned AI chatbots, which wouldn't be classed as social media, and there's other things like Roblox, which is being accused of being used by paedophiles, but that's not social media either. And would you include WhatsApp in the ban? Thank you.
So I don't define WhatsApp as social media because the definition I gave earlier, the ability for strangers to connect with your children and for it to push algorithmic-driven content, where there's yet another thing that you're seeing, whether it's words, text, video. That's how I define social media. WhatsApp, for me, is not that much different from text messages. So that's not what we're talking about. I think Roblox is a very interesting example because it doesn't call itself social media. I recently allowed my 9-year-old son to get Roblox. I am now fighting to get him off it. Absolutely. And one of the things that I had to close down was chats coming in, which I didn't realize were part of Roblox. And there's still ways, despite me shutting it down, the chats still keep appearing. And he now knows that this is a problem. So right now he has been banned from Roblox. Not thanking me for it, but I think that the definition of social media has to be about what it is doing rather than the name of the company. And if we define what it is doing, then we'll be able to capture exactly the platforms that are causing the problem.